Hello students, let's start our first chapter, the solid state, chemistry class 12th, CBC and RBC. And the first topic is 1.1, general characteristic of solid state of matter. Student, to understand the general characteristic of the solid state of matter, we first think about what is matter. We know very well chemistry is the branch of science which deals with the structure and behavior of the matter. And matter is one which occupies certain space and has certain mass. Matter is one which occupies certain space and has certain mass, means weight. It has certain weight. This matter is commonly known as materials, things, objects, substance, and in terms of chemistry it is known as chemicals. Students, matter has particulate nature. What is the meaning of particulate nature? Particulate nature means every matter is composed of tiny constant particles, and these constant particles may be atoms, molecules or ions. The matter we see around us, it looks continuous, but actually it is composed of tiny constant particles, and these constant particles we consider as spherical particles, spherical in shape. And these are three types: atoms, molecules or ions. For example, when we take a rod of iron, a sheet of iron, that it contains iron atoms. The constant particles have iron atoms. Another example is the neon gas. If we take a sample of neon gas, that is composed of neon atoms. So atoms are the constant particles in the neon gas and iron, which is a metal. And neon gas is a noble gas. For example, molecules, we are taking sample of hydrogen gas. In each particle of hydrogen gas contains 2 atoms of hydrogen, and that is molecule. So hydrogen gas is composed of hydrogen molecules. In the same way, it is the sample of water. Each particle of water is composed of 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen, and that is molecule. It means water is composed of water molecules. In case of ions, we are taking the example of sodium chloride, which is commonly known as common salt. You can see that the constant particles are charged particles. This is sodium ion, this is chloride ion, this is chloride ion, this is sodium ion. So here the constant particles are ions. So every matter is composed of these type of constant particles, and these constant particles will determine the arrangement of these constant particles will determine the physical state of matter. So let's see the different types of physical state of matter. Students, let's see physical classification of matter. Students, matter on the basis of the physical state can be classified into 3 categories, that is solid, liquids and gases. Students, the substances which have melting point greater than room temperature. Room temperature means the temperature between 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. And melting point is the temperature at which a solid converts into liquid. So the substances which have greater melting point than room temperature, they exist as solids because they do not melt. And the substances whose melting point is less than room temperature. The substances, the melting point is less than room temperature, but boiling point is greater than room temperature. They exist as liquids. They are called as liquid. This is the definition of liquid. So what are liquids? The substances whose melting point is greater than room temperature, but boiling point is greater than room temperature. They are called liquids. And the substances whose boiling point is less than room temperature. Boiling point is the temperature at which a liquid converts into gases. So the substances which have boiling point less than room temperature, it means they will exist as gases. So this is the definition of solid, liquid and gas. So again repeat, solids, those substances whose melting point is greater than room temperature exist as solids or called as solids, and the substances whose melting point is less than room temperature but boiling point is greater than room temperature, they exist as liquids, and the substances whose boiling point is greater than boiling point is less than room temperature then exist as gases. Students, in solids the constant particles are closely packed. They are tightly packed. The particles have fixed position. In case of liquids, the constant particles are loosely packed. They have lesser inter-particle force of attraction compared to the solids. And in case of gases, the particles are completely free. They are free to move about here and there. So this is the condition of the constant particles in the three states of matter. Let's see what are the different factors which are responsible for these states of matter. What are the main causing factors or forces which are responsible of these three states of matter, and that are interparticle force of attraction or intermolecular force of attraction, and the second factor is the thermal energy. So let's see these factors and how they can determine the physical state of matter. Students, let's see the factors responsible for the physical state of matter. There are two opposing factors. There are two opposing factors which are responsible for the physical state of matter. And this is the number one is the intermolecular forces of attraction. It is also known as interparticle force of attraction. The force of attraction between the constant particles, it is attractive in nature. It keeps the particles come closer together and keep the particle at a fixed position. Try to keep the particles at a fixed position. So intermolecular force of attraction, the force of attraction existing among the constant particles, which try to keep them close together. This factor tries to keep the particles come closer. And the second factor which is just against to it, is opposing to it, that is the thermal energy. Thermal means heat. This is the energy due to the temperature. The energy possessed by the constant particle due to the temperature is known as thermal energy. And due to this energy, the particles have certain motion, that is known as particle motion. And this energy tries to keep the particle apart from each other and move faster. This energy tries to keep the constant particles apart as it tends to make them move faster. It apart the particle from each other and it will close the particles to each other. So the net result of these two opposing factors will determine the physical state of matter. If the intermolecular force of attraction is greater than thermal energy, then the material exists as solid. And if the intermolecular force of attraction is slightly greater than or equal to thermal energy, then the material exists as liquids. And if the thermal energy is greater than intermolecular force of attraction, then the material exists as gases. So these two factors will determine the physical state of matter. In case of solid, intermolecular force of attraction is greater than thermal energy. In case of liquids, intermolecular force of attraction is slightly greater or equal to thermal energy. And in case of gases, the thermal energy is greater than intermolecular force of attraction. So intermolecular force of attraction and thermal energy are inversely proportional. If the thermal energy increases, intermolecular forces of attraction will decreases, and it will leads to the gaseous state, solid to liquid, liquid to gaseous state. And if the intermolecular force of attraction increases and thermal energy decreases, then it leads to the solid state of matter. So students, I hope that you have understood how these two factors will determine the physical state of matter. So let's see a comparison between the solid, liquid and gas. Comparison between the characteristics of solid, liquid and gases. What are differences between the characteristics of solid, liquid and gases? You will write down. Students, let's see a comparison between the characteristics of these three states of matter. We especially emphasize on the solid state of matter, but we compare the solid state with the liquid state and the gaseous state. Students, you can see that in case of solid state, strongest intermolecular force of attraction. The intermolecular force of attraction between the constant particles is strongest in case of solid state, but in case of liquid state it is lesser than solid state, and in case of gaseous state intermolecular force of attraction is the least or the weakest. In case of solid state, the constant particles have lowest thermal energy. In case of liquid state, thermal energy is greater than solid state, and in case of gas state, the thermal energy is the highest. Due to these two factors, the other properties are least interparticle space or distance of voids. Since the intermolecular force of attraction is the highest in case of solid and thermal energy is the least, so that the interparticle space is least in case of solid state. Particles are closely packed, so you have least interparticle space. But in case of liquid state, since the intermolecular force of attraction is lesser than solid state, so they have appreciable interparticle space. They are greater interparticle space compared to the solid state. And in case of gas state, since in gaseous state intermolecular force of attraction is the least, is the weakest, so in the gaseous state constant particles have maximum interparticle space or voids, or we can say interparticle distances. In case of solid state, due to strong intermolecular force of attraction and least thermal energy, particles have restricted motion. They have their fixed position. They cannot move from their position. They can move here and there around their mean position, but they cannot leave their fixed positions. And this type of motion is called vibratory motion or oscillatory motion. Rapid to and fro motion around its mean position, that is called vibratory motion. So in case of solid, particles have only vibratory or oscillatory motion. But in case of liquid state, since the intermolecular force of attraction is smaller than solid state, so that particles can leave their fixed position and can move, they can flow. But in case of gaseous state, constant particles are completely free because they have least intermolecular force of attraction. So particles have no boundation, they are completely free to move about as their space will given. In case of solid state, since the particles have fixed position, so that solids have a definite shape and definite volume. But in case of liquid, since the particles have no fixed position, so they have no definite shape. They acquire shape according to the container in which they are held. But their volume is fixed. They occupy a fixed volume. But in case of gaseous state, since the intermolecular force of attraction is very least and particle motion is highest, so they have no definite shape and no definite volume. They have volume equal to the volume of the container in which they are held. Student, in case of solid state, solids are rigid. Rigidity means the tendency to resist in the change of their shape when a force is applied on the solid state. So they resist change in their shape. This property is called rigidity. So solids are rigid. But in case of liquid and gaseous state, they are not rigid. The particles are not fixed position, so they have tendency to flow. And the property to flow, that is called fluidity. So liquid have fluidity and gases have highest fluidity. Students, in case of solid state, since interparticle space is very least, so that they are incompressible. Compressible means decreasing the volume when applying pressure. But there is least interparticle space, so they cannot compress. So solids are incompressible. But liquids have some appreciable spaces, so that is slightly compressible. But in case of gases, they have highest interparticle space, so they are highly compressible. So this is the comparison between the characteristics of solid, liquid and gases. Student, in this chapter we will discuss about the solid state. In the next lecture we will discuss the classification of solid on the basis of arrangement of constant particles as amorphous solids and crystalline solids. And the crystalline solid will again classify on the basis of the binding force between the constant particles. So I hope that you have understood the characteristics of the solid state of matter. So in the next video we will meet again. Till then, thank you. Bye bye.